Hi, this is Little Dwarf playing games while rambling incoherently into the microphone. Why? Well, just because I can, and I continue with Portal 2 blind. I'm just about to encounter something called repulsion gel. This test is unsolvable without aperture science. Where? Wait a second. So, are you telling me that they had the portal gun since the 50s? That seems insane. Like, it seems insane for a couple of reasons. First, that they've managed to develop it so far, so long ago with the technology back then. Two, that it didn't leak or it didn't get involved in history in any way up to now. Three, that they only apparently improved it a little, because judging from this, the only major improvement, like, they had the whole the basic idea of teleportation ready in the 50s. This is clearly a portal, and I would argue this is the most difficult part. And judging from this, the most things that they've changed is simply about the design, because this is much more cumbersome than the current device. But it's both incredible and kind of lame at the same time, if that's possible. Okay, so let's read about the repulsion gel. What's Aperture's first attempt at create a dietic pudding substitute? What? What? Slightly less non-toxic form of fiberglass insulation. Okay, this is insane. Like, this is straight up Looney Tunes logic, and like, it is kind of hilarious because it says that it was intended to line the walls of your stomach and make the food bounce out when you eat it, which is an interesting visual, but it's something out of a Looney Tunes cartoon and not reality. Like, anyone who thought of this is clearly demented. And like, I'm not sure if I buy it, because like, if Cave Johnson was this insane, I'm sure they would have found a way to remove him from running the company. Like, you can't be an effective institution with somebody this insane running things, and it doesn't really fit for me into the broader sense of the Half-Life universe, because Black Mesa, you know, they were unethical, they were reckless, certainly, but they weren't insane. They were doing things that made sense, you know, weapon testing, capturing alien species, exploring Zen, the alien world, and this is just straight up insane. Like, I don't even know what to say about it. I guess the gel should allow me to bounce on it. Interesting. But it doesn't really bounce very high. And I guess this is the older button design. It's actually really cool to see that they thought of such a minute detail as designs of the equipment changing over time from the old facility to the new one. But I do need a cube or something, I think. They seem to imply that they have some there. And there's a button. So I might just suppose... I wonder if the gel... yeah, right. It bounces me up relatively to the height from which I jump. And the cube is different as well. That's cool. Definitely cool. Okay, kind of annoying, but still cool. Yeah, that's interesting, and I like it. Okay, so let's use the gel again.
The lab boys just informed me that I should not have mentioned the control group. They're telling me I ought to stop making these pre-recorded messages. That gave me an idea. Make more pre-recorded messages. I pay the bills here, I can talk about the control group all damn day.
Again, clearly he's deranged. Okay. What now? Okay, I clearly have to utilize this somehow. Any more messages from Cave Johnson? Like, at this point, I'm just curious about his next demented idea. This room seems awfully useless, which is immediately suspicious to me.
For this next test, we put nanoparticles in the gel. In layman's terms, that's a billion little gizmos that are going to travel into your bloodstream and pump experimental genes and RNA molecules and so forth into your tumors. Now, maybe you don't have any tumors. Well, don't worry. If you sat on a folding chair in the lobby and weren't wearing lead underpants, we took care of that too.
Okay, now a couple of things. First of all, it's mightily impressive because he's talking about nanites, and it's supposed to be the 50s, so if they had nanites in the 50s, that's mind-blowing. But second, why didn't they do anything about it for 50 years? And two, I guess what he's talking about seems to imply that none of the test subjects ever survived, because if anyone went to court with anything he's talking about in the open, you know, giving men tumors by sitting them on a chair in the lobby, they'd be ruined. And again, I don't quite buy the character of Kate Johnson. Like, I understand he's supposed to be funny, but it doesn't... Like, GLaDOS was allowed to be insane because that was the thing. She was supposed to be insane, but even she wasn't insane from the start. She just turned insane and then killed all of the scientists. But this doesn't make sense to me. You know, Cave Johnson being this insane and still running the company. It just doesn't make sense. But well, let's try the gel. Anything different? Well, at a first glance, not really. Ah, okay, I'm going to I need to fall on the platform, then grab the cube. And there is the button. So what did that do? Okay, so obviously that is going to bounce me higher. Can I bounce side to side? Yes, I can. Although not really reliably. And I'm barely controlling them. It's more or less happening on its own. Okay, so where's the exit's there? So I guess I'm supposed to bounce up there. You know all of this, what all of this reminds me of? There was a game, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. It's actually one of the better games on the license of Harry Potter, because it's more of an like open, almost like an open world structure, because you can run through most of Hogwarts and there are a lot of secrets. But what I was referring to, there was a spell called, I think, Spongify or something like that, and you cast it on those mats on the floor, and then they turned to giant sponges that you can jump on and get launched into the air. And this reminds me of this very much.
In case you got covered in that repulsion gel, here's some advice the lab boys gave me. Do not get covered in the repulsion gel. We haven't entirely nailed down what element it is yet, but I'll tell you this, it's a lively one, and it does not like the human skeleton. All these science spheres are made of asbestos, by the way. Keeps out the rats. Let us know if you feel a shortness of breath, a persistent dry cough, or your heart stopping, because that's not part of the test. That's asbestos. Good news is the lab boys say the symptoms of asbestos poisoning show a median latency of 44.6 years. So if you're 30 or older, you're laughing. Worst case scenario, you miss out on a few rounds of canasta. Plus, you forwarded the cause of science by 3 centuries. I punch those numbers into my calculator, it makes a happy face.
Okay, exit over there, apparently. Okay, that's disappointing, but I guess I don't really need that because I can just put the blue one here. But this whole place seems pointless actually, So I'm not quite sure why. Maybe it wasn't pointless after all. Unfortunately, there's no way to jump into this portal. So.
I like your style. You make up your own rules, just like me. Bean Counter said I couldn't fire a man just for being in a wheelchair. Did it anyway. Ramps are expensive.
Bean counters? I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean. Like, is it a slang term for like a job position, like an accountant? Because you're implying that he's doing nothing at work, so he's counting beans, or is he talking about, talking to actual like coffee makers or something? I mean machines. I wouldn't rule it out because he's clearly insane. Okay, that's a lot of this repulsion gel. And I'm not quite sure what it gives me, to be honest, but... Oh, I can get covered in it. I guess I've just shortened my lifespan by a couple of years. What now? Wait. There. Okay, we have to jump to something. Okay. This button I can't stand. Again, a little bit closer here. I have to leave for something. I can make it. It's bottle. I can't float. I'm sure. Sorry. I'm jumping a bit higher. This thing seems really cumbersome. Wait, this is used for something. It looks like the floor here should be used. Okay, I'm just an idiot, right? Again, like I didn't even think about it, and it's so obvious now that I do think about it. But that makes me wonder if I could have... Yeah, I guess I could have just put the ball there, I mean the portal there, the whole time, if I just timed it correctly. But it's definitely more difficult than just transporting the gel. So there is that. I guess I have a hard time with thinking outside the box, and that's why I get stuck a lot of times, because I have this one way that I have imagined as the way to progress, and I don't try any other methods. Now I clearly need to go up there somehow. Okay, let's try this. For a start, just look around on the other side. Okay, interesting. Although I'm not sure if that helps me in any way, to be honest. And I'm also not sure how to effectively...
Just a heads up, that coffee we gave you earlier had fluorescent calcium in it so we can track the neuronal activity in your brain. There's a slight chance the calcium could harden and vitrify your frontal lobe. Anyway, don't stress yourself thinking about it. I'm serious. Visualizing the scenario while under stress actually triggers the reaction.
Okay, so this was actually useful. Just not in a way I initially thought.
Now, if you're part of control group Kepler-7, we implanted a tiny microchip about the size of a postcard into your skull. Most likely you've forgotten it's even there. But if it starts vibrating and beeping during this next test, let us know. Because that means it's about to hit 500 degrees, so we're going to need to go ahead and get that out of you pretty fast.
I'm pretty sure that would kill me instantly, and even if not, there would be many symptoms of that happening that wouldn't require me telling them that it's happening. So I guess this is water, or some kind of, I don't know. I assume this removes the gel. Definitely looks like this. Wait, is there a button there? And I guess this is timed, right? So I have to... I guess I'm just tired, because I should have, you know, noticed that a lot sooner. It's not like this is hidden, and it clearly indicates something of importance. It's past midnight, actually.
I'm telling them, keep your pants on.
At my place.
All right, this next test may involve trace amounts of time travel. So, word of advice, if you meet yourself on the testing track, don't make eye contact. Lab boys tell me that'll wipe out time. Entirely. Forward and backward. So, do both of yourselves a favor and just let that handsome devil go about his business.
Okay. To be honest, I'm not sure if he's even joking. Like, if Aperture Science had technology like this back in the 50s, I wouldn't be very surprised if it turned out that they actually invented time travel. Okay. I think I get it. Kind of. Maybe not really. Okay, stop. Let me think about it. Can I... Okay, that doesn't really help me in any sensible way. This just falls out, and that doesn't help me either. Obviously I need to utilize that, like launch from here, bounce onto here, and then onto here, but I'm a little bit stuck at this first part. Because I don't think I can redirect myself. And even if I could, I just fall onto this railing, so... Okay, that's actually has a potential to work this time. Okay, let's save just in case. I guess it tells you a lot about aperture science and its approach to business, that it frames accidents as something that shouldn't happen because replacements are costly and investigations impede progress. Okay, to be honest, I'm not quite sure what point of the place I'm currently at. And now I keep thinking that this was somehow important. Oh, I came from here, right? Maybe I need the gel, which would require me to put one portal here. And the other one, I don't know, here for example. And not really. Maybe here. guess, kind of. Okay. I must say, the gel is actually quite a deep addition into the game, and if you count the various ways you can utilize it. Well, I guess I'll keep trying in the next episode, because this one has been long enough, so that's... wait, that's all for this one, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.